Hello and welcome to episode 7 of our Binhrung campaign. In the last episode, we didn't do any missions. We were kind of slacking in that department, but we have made some progress into making ourselves a little bit stronger. We have expanded Chien back to their original borders, which means they're going to be a more useful vassal. We went to war with Han Sai, and we were able to take our northern claims off of them, and we've dealt with these guys down here in the south a little bit more, still coring up some of the stuff, though we are right on the edge of a coalition. Now, this isn't actually going to be a problem, because while I do need to fight Binhrung for these three provinces, 2 of which we have claims on, I can actually declare war on Zhongji here to avoid going to war with Binhrung, Lanjinhui, and Jietiang at the same time, which that is a much more difficult war, being, getting close to 100,000 troops, compared to just over here. It's still a lot, right? It's still like 60,000 troops, but a little bit more reasonable. Before we do that, though, we need to build up to our force limit. We are way underneath now that we have fired some mercenaries. So I think this next little bit is going to be some more chilling out as we try and, well, create our country into a better version of itself. We have a pretty decent income here, so that will help out. We have enough manpower to fix our current stacks and make them a little bit more useful. So let's go ahead and do that. I would like to check what is the combat with. It is currently 24. So if we have 18 infantry and 4 cavalry, that gets us to 22. I guess the question is, do I want 2 more cav or 2 more infantry? Let's go for... oh boy. I really want the infantry. I also really want the cavalry, though, because they would be pretty strong. Again, if we look at our pip comparison... the cavalry is it's just so much better. It's just so much better than our infantry at this point that we really should be running with a high amount of them, even though it pains my soul to admit that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So that's what our stacks are going to look like. That uses up most of our manpower, and we may have some rebels rise up here that cause some issues, but that'll be okay. One thing I do want to do is I want to go ahead and scootage fight 10. I don't actually want them joining my wars. I just want them to give me their trade value, which is exactly what they are doing. So they have a large chunk of control over this trade node, and they are passing it all down to me where we are making money. We are only losing 0.34 out of our home node right now, which is super good. Most of it is just staying here. Some of it, barely any, is going down to Arakellen. The more control we get over Arakellen, eventually we'll just lose nothing, which is what we want. Now, we do have a mission where every hill province in essentially the coastal regions here need to have a workshop and 5 Diplo development. While I cannot give you the Diplo dev right now mission because I'm waiting for my mages to be more loyal so I can get the all-power cost and the merchants to be loyal, so that way I can get the dev cost reductions. I can build those workshops up, and I will do so. We have 33% crown land. I am tempted to sell titles here. When am I not tempted to sell titles, though? Right, there we go. We have built a mage tower in our capital, which we needed for an estate mission. And we have the last laugh. It all began innocently enough, with a few people seemingly enjoying themselves, but soon enough the mirthful phenomenon expanded to engulf an entire street, then a village, and eventually an entire town. Evidently, this affliction spreads through sound, as the mere act of hearing those already affected is enough to overcome even the most somber and despondent individuals, compelling them to descend into uncontrollable laughter, their final laughter. This laughing plague, likely instigated by a malevolent spirit, is spreading with alarming speed through Kaipedi. In response, we've dispatched medical experts, but tragically, even they fell prey to this infectious merriment. As a measure of containment, our troops have taken swift action, sealing off the affected regions hermetically and plugging their ears with beeswax and cotton to prevent any external sounds from reaching them. Though uncertain of the outcome, this method has, for the time being, curbed the spread of laughter, which, like those infected, seems to be dying out. Oof. We lose 2 development in this province. That is a rough spirit. I don't appreciate that one at all. Okay, you are good to go deal with rebels, and I'd like to get you drilling. I would like my professionalism to be higher. 8% is not necessarily what I would like to see. So if we can get, especially this larger stack going, that'd be great. I also want to build a fort here. Need another couple months to get the money for it. But they're just walking through here all too easily, and I need to kind of stop that. Them being people that we're fighting. I don't really want them to just be able to walk through. This will at least slow them down. And while, I mean, eventually we'll need to move a fort to right here, I'd rather just have it here for now, so it's actually useful at the moment. Okay, where are our next rebels? Good question. Where are these? I'm just that blind? I am just that blind. They're down here in the south. Okay, let's send the 1K stack down to meet up with them. We don't want to do that. We can wait to take the quantity ideas until we get... Well, this actually is what I was waiting for. So it's at minus 7.5% right now. I do have an all-power cost advisor at the moment. I would need to get these guys to 60 influence. Which, I mean, even if I gave out our reduced research regulations, I don't think it quite gets us there. So I think we'll just accept the minus 7.5% all-power cost right now. And we will take this idea, which gives us minus 5% land maintenance. And also, on top of that, completes another national idea, the Na Nuohana Temple. Chien Binhrung's most important temple, named at Na Nuohana, contains gem-petrified statues of every queen who ruled the kingdom, up until the first queen who formed the nation. This tradition started after the first queen, at the end of the unification of Chien Binhrung, was cursed by the sorceress of a conquered village. The first queen became petrified after a dispute with the sorceress, and since then the queens of Chien Binhrung have voluntarily frozen themselves after death as a way to keep their spirit tethered to the world. Due to the temple's nature as a mysterious domain of the high gods, it is said every new queen who visits and conducts a special ceremony can gain advice from the wisdom of her ancestors' ghosts. The people believe that one day the queens will be resurrected when the nation is in dire need, and that a queen's rule is only validated after their death and petrification. Minus 1 national unrest and plus 1 tolerance of the true faith. And we can also just complete quantity ideas here. Minus 25% land attrition and plus 33% land forcement modifier. Well, you know what that means. I gotta build more troops. Though our economy is kind of pushing the limits of what we can do here with the numbers of troops, but that's okay, such as the price, I suppose, of building lots of cavalry. It is, after all, very expensive. Now, our truce with Verkal Ozavar is up here in about a year, so when that happens, we will be going and vassalizing them. I don't really want to take their land. Personally, I'd rather just vassalize them. We don't need to take this, but I do want to wait for my merchants to be loyal. Can I do what they want? You want Kaoadin to have a workshop. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me in general anyways. Let's go ahead and burn some base tax in our capital. I don't really need it. And that's going to make us 1 ducat a month from production, which is very good. So I think that's definitely worth getting done sooner rather than later. Okay, that fort's being built. Very good. We're annexing you, though it is taking quite a while. Do we have bad Diplo rep? Am I not coring things? No, we are. Okay, it's just taking a while for it to core, apparently. I suppose that's fine. Preferred if it wasn't taking forever, but, you know, is what it is. We're below 50 power projection. Who are our rivals? I think it's just the command, right? No, I can rival these guys. Beyond Fang. You suck. And I hate you. Thank you. Back up our 50. More Monarch Point generation. You do love to see it. Now, I haven't used this at all so far. I mean, if I was at max manpower, we can get the goods produced. Fort defense wouldn't be bad in a war. But for the most part, I mean, I just don't need any of these currently, is the thing. I really, really don't. Like, they do give debuffs, and the debuffs hurt. The buffs are good, don't get me wrong. But if I don't need them, why would I do that? You know? Ooh, do we want to save our monarch points to develop colonialism? Because we are going to need to do that here in 5 years. I kind of want to get this mission done, though, because it's going to change the trade goods to gems, which is going to be worth a lot of money. So, I should probably do that. It is probably worth that. I'm going to get rebels up there, huh? Alright, well, let's move you here. Stop the drilling. Did I even gain any professionalism? Not really. Not really. And there's our truce with Verkal Ozavar over, who currently has no allies, so let's just go take them out real quick. And our merchants are very loyal. I think I'm going to do this mission. It's a lot of money to just leave sitting on the table. So that completes that. And remember, it's only the hill provinces that we need to develop. So you can go and have encouraged development. You can have encouraged development. You as well. You're already there. There we go. Did it count for these as well? Yes, it did. Encourage the development, and there we go. And there we go. Perfect. We can complete that mission now. Untouched hillsides. Historically, precious rocks have been held all sorts of symbolism for Chien Binhrung. They are a sign of nobility, a material used for burial, and a lucrative trade export. If we want to fuel the latter use for gems in our kingdom, we need to discover more deposits of precious rocks throughout our realm. Hill provinces we own, Pinghoi and Lupulin Rainforest, will receive periodic events to change their trade good to gems. Nice. Now I need 15 mercantilism. Gross. Gross. I don't want to give mercantilism. Ooh. Interesting. So I can create a level 1 center of trade if I build up some provinces. Okay, we're definitely going to want to do that. Monthly income of 100. I get some stuff apparently. Okay. Alright, I mean, we can work with that. Clergy influence lower than 40. Yeah, I can do that too. Not difficult at all, actually. If I get rid of development of temples, then I'll be able to do that when I annex this vassal. And it is almost done, so that'll be good. Let's declare this war on Verkal Ozavar. And I think what we'll do is we'll annex, then release them. That way we don't spend the Diplo points that it would cost otherwise to do so. Vassal wants a royal marriage. We will accept that. And our aggressive expansion is ticking down. There is that improved relations, I guess, in here. Constant advisor with ruler's culture plus 20%. What were Binhrung culture? Bokai. I mean, if I swapped off to someone else, then it wouldn't be too bad. We could make it work. Spend money or admin points. I'd rather spend the money, to be honest with you. Admin points are something that we're still behind on. So we'll grant them their aid. That's fine. And I'll take that prestige. And the humans are migrating. All of these things are fine. And we've... Okay. Tui Zia, releaser of bumblebees on this island. All right. The province of Ginju is in ecstasy after a swarm of friendly bumblebees paid them a visit. The little critters have diligently pollinated the flowers, trees, and greenery of the local population, who now feel safe and secure. They believe Tui Ziyi, the spirit of insects, has graced them with a visit. The reason for this occurrence is unknown, as Tui Ziyi can be rather capricious, releasing all sorts of critters at will. Let us commemorate this with a song about the bumblebee's flight. Nice. -2 local unrest and +1 local goods produced until 1498, so 2 years. Well, better than releasing locusts, I suppose. So thank you, spirit of the insects, for not decimating my country with bad insects. Thank you for giving us good ones. Appreciate it. Very kind of them. I mean, we're making $5.95 a month. It's not too bad for our manpower recovery speed. Could be better, though. Could be better. Now, navally, we are over our force limit. We can probably afford to get rid of some of these. Gem deposit found in Kangkao. Wonderful news. Our numerous surveys of the lands we've conquered have uncovered a large deposit in Kangkao. With some funding and a little coercion against the locals, we can begin mining within a few years. Ooh, I mean, this is going to lower our land force limit by 0.5. But, I mean, that's a lot of money. 50 admin points, though. Sure. Isn't that kind of like the mechanic that Great Britain got? Or is it England? I think it's England's mission tree that they got, where they can switch their colonies to having certain trade goods that just cost, like, admin points and money. I don't know if that's exactly what we have here, but that's what it kind of seems like. Okay. Annex you. Take your money. Thank you very much. I should have checked if they have cores anywhere else. They do not. I will now release Vorkalozavar as a vassal. Boom. Sounds good. Problem solved, kind of. Okay, so, I mean, really it's manpower now. And I need to use this 20,000 manpower to build up to my force limit. I suppose we could hire mercs, but that just kills our professionalism, which I don't necessarily want to do. Pinghoi keeps going to war. I thought I'd warned them, but I think my warnings keep expiring, or I go to war with them, and then the warning's no longer valid, and it keeps messing it up. Yeah, see, there's our truce with Pinghoi up, and I do need a lot of their land, is the thing. Okay. I'm assuming that they've done the same thing I have, and they've gone syncretic with Mystic Accord. Okay. And that's fine. But I do want to deal with Pinghoi. They're now my largest regional rival down here, and I don't really appreciate that. And I can also just kick them in the teeth. They have 15,000 troops. Their ally won't even join them, so let's do that. Let's declare for their capital of Kekemsin. What are they going to do? Nothing. That's the answer. Declare war for Kekemsin, and I mean, this should be a relatively straightforward war. I mean, there's their military. So we're kind of good to just siege down here, and hopefully they just let us get away with it. And they don't turn around and fight us. That would be very sad. They've got rebels on their capital, so they shouldn't. They should really want to go and deal with that. You would think. I mean, if there are rebels on my capital, I'd want to go deal with it as well. Nope. Actually, they just want to go siege me down. Okay. That works too. As long as you don't stop my sieges. As I say that, they turn around to come stop my sieges. Okay. Bring everybody back together. Never mind, never mind. They do, in fact, want to attack our tiny stacks. Very rude. This is all jungle. Oh. Okay, well now I see why they didn't really care. I will reinforce this. Just kidding, it will not be a reinforcement, it will just be a fight. And it will not be a wipe, which is interesting. Yeah, I can't beat their navy. That's okay. I don't need to beat their navy. Just need to deal with them here. Now remember, we still are behind on admin tech. In fact, I should be focusing admin and not on mill now. And you need to be dealt with. They do get a reinforcement tick there because I was a little bit slow, but it doesn't matter. I send you down. You guys can go back to where we have some supply, so you're not getting absolutely obliterated by this war. Thank you very much. You can go loot that province. Because, like, I could take large swaths of land here. Like, look at that. I can take a stupid amount of land. But here's the thing. I get core creation cost minus 10% my national ideas after I get 2 more ideas. We only have 1 idea group filled out right now. I need to develop the institution here in 3 years. But I don't want to leave Pinghoi so strong. What I could do is force them to release some tags, maybe? Yeah, I don't mind that idea, honestly. It'll cost me some Diplo points to do. But if I just take money and war reps, and you can release these guys and these guys, it's 87 Diplo points. But they don't border anybody else, so I just warn Pinghoi and no one can kill them. Right? And then I can just go in and eat them whenever I want to. They will both be Righteous Path or Mystic Accord, so they shouldn't find any allies outside this immediate area, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's in our best interest. Because I want to weaken Pinghoi, but I don't want to spend a lot of admin. Because I'd rather do this. That does mean I have to decide my next idea group, which I don't know what it's going to be, but, you know, it's something. Actually, maybe trade ideas? wouldn't be a bad idea here. Go like quantity into trade, because we are farther ahead on Diplotech than our admin tech, and I don't really care about Diplotech. We're not a naval tag, so it doesn't really matter. We could even go like espionage, I guess. Quantity espionage gives more national manpower. Quantity trade gives goods produced plus 15%. Yeah, it's kind of hard to turn down that 15% goods produced. I think we do go with trade. Question is, do I start taking it immediately? I don't think I do. I think I save up for the institution, developing it. Okay, that is good with me. Thank you. Send those 3,000 troops up to the stack where they belong. And let's stop guaranteeing these guys. Unfortunately, I cannot revoke, or I cannot vassalize either of them because I own their cores. But hey, is what it is. The clergy are back up to having 47% influence. But I can get rid of that in order to complete the mission. We just have to get rid of our privilege from the nobility, and then we'll be good. Okay, so I guess now we let some time pass. Go ahead and drill. And we're close to a bunch of scepters. Actually, don't drill. Let's go ahead and suppress rebels up here in the north. You can suppress rebels in the south. Thank you. We are almost done annexing this vassal, so that's nice. What to do with this money, though, is the question. You have a marketplace already. You have a marketplace already. I could upgrade these centers of trade. Don't really need to, though. Who's pulling trade? Yeah, it's just these guys. It's not that big of a deal. Also from Pinghoi, we're probably going to want to grab these islands. Lotte Kong's going to kill Hansai. Yeah, a lot of people are going to kill Hansai. Is what it is. We need to focus up here. Is what we really need to do. There we go. Lilac has been annexed. Let's go ahead and state this stuff up. Now, can I state the rest of it up? No, not really. I need that governing capacity. We're almost at it. But if I move an army down here that has the ruler... Oh, that has a ruler as a general. I mean, that's kind of unfortunate since our ruler's so young and she's also very good. I don't really want to do that. But for the mission, I will. But it does kind of hurt. It hurts a lot. Alright, let's get rid of the supremacy over the council. That takes away 10% influence from literally everybody, which means I can now complete offer amongst the forest. With the rebellion crushed, our Anbennar should be rejoicing, but all they can think of is the whispers they've been hearing within the forest. Endless power I shall bestow to thee, in exchange for aid you give unto me. Not a plea, nor a demand happens. A whisper in the depths of the forest offers another path. It's a quiet voice, one that utters barely a whisper in the dense jungles of the Lupulan. It calls to our ruler as if the voice knows her importance. As the royal guard marches through the stormy day, the Anbennar stops, listening to a sequence of sounds forming a few phrases of common. The sounds echo a fire raging through the rainforest in the south. The fire roars with malice, that of 1,000 souls writhing in pain. The souls dissolve into a whisper once more. They offer an accord. I accept, or I refuse. We obtain new missions for both directions that we go. So we can flip to Mystic Accord. It will become the new state religion. We lose 100 prestige. And we get Religious Zeal till 1508, which gives plus 10% missionary strength versus heretics, minus 33% missionary maintenance cost, or we can refuse and stay Righteous Path. Again, I haven't really used the Righteous Path stuff, so let's flip Mystic Accord. Why not? Let's see what happens. I need to build 10 temples in Lupulan Rainforest that has a temple or a cathedral. Okay. That's fine. Let's convert our capital first. Yeah, we're going to have to throw on an Enforced Religious Unity Edict onto this bad boy. That's got some development in it. Okay, turn off these edicts as well. Now, this is going to complicate things when it comes to aggressive expansion. It's only going to make things worse, which isn't great, I will admit. But, you know, it's fine. We're going to give supremacy over the crown back. That all power cost is very nice indeed. Making 605. Now, what bonuses do we get for being... Ooh, these guys have faith power too. Okay, so when we are Mystic Accord, we just get the straight up stab cost reductions, goods produced, and missionary strength, and devastation reductions. Huh, okay. What do we have here? So, trade efficiency, regiment cost, monthly autonomy change, and national unrest. Province war score cost, movement speed, aggressive expansion impact reductions, and then the same thing. And choosing one of these is 100 religious power. Okay. Well, let's go for trade efficiency with Habat Daga Pantheon. The great ocean, who is in equal parts revered and feared by the followers of the Mystic Accord due to its sheer size and depth. The followers of Habat Daga all live near the coast and constantly attempt to satiate the ocean with festivals and offerings to the wrathful sea. But beyond the endless horizon and tsunamis is opportunity for trade with other peoples and travel to lands far away who have their own names for Habat Daga. Sure. So we choose that Pantheon. I didn't know if maybe it changed something in here. It doesn't look like it. Now, do I want province war score cost, movement speed, or A? I think we need to choose A because we're going to get a lot for anything we do up here now. We are a heretic, so it's not as bad, but it's still going to be worse. Hujan. Hujan is a lesser revered spirit. Its destructive nature alienating it both to its fellow great spirits and the people of Hellas. It is Hujan, the great monsoon, who floods Hellas, and while its flight takes it across the continent, it has most of its temples and rituals from Yang Lam or Kata people. The rare few who do worship Hujan are able to utilize the monsoon as the ideal time to attack a nation while the rains fall or put down rebels while they believe no authority would attack them during floods. Okay, interesting. And then we'll choose one of these guys afterwards. Probably the movement speed one, because we don't really need province war score cost reductions. Right now. Eventually, absolutely. But right now, I don't think we do. We're very close to being able to sell seas, too, without clergy rebels rising up. I just need to get a little bit more loyal, and we'll be good there. But we should probably wait for institution. I'm going to go ahead and annex this vassal as well. We don't need any of these southern vassals anymore. They are not all that useful for us. And we're making 14 ducats a month. Let's get you up to level 2. Yeah, I mean, running 2 full-price level 2 advisors is a little rough at this point for us. Just because I'd like to save up and build other buildings as well, but I'm just kind of sitting on the money. You know, it's not all that big of a deal. Are there any... I mean, we do need to build temples. We know that. We do need to build temples. This guy wants a royal marriage. I don't need it because they're about to get annexed, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, I need to spend this money. We might as well get these to level 2. At least that one. This don't have to develop. Fine, whatever. Do it. We can also go and accept a bunch of cultures, by the way, which we should absolutely be doing. We're going to need to accept all of these cultures in here for the most part, so the sooner we get to that, the better. But we can do Lady of the Lake, which I believe we have already read before. But we can go ahead and say, bless the painted lady, 5% local goods produced and 10% local defensiveness in a province that is right outside our capital for 10 years. So if someone somehow gets here, it'll be at least a little bit more defensive, which is nice, I guess. Not sure how useful it's going to be, but it's nice. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Our Binhrung sleep has been disturbed as of late, plagued with dark visions and otherworldly whispers. Even the attending healers could not dull the fear of the dark dreams. They could only sit by and wipe the sweat from their Binhrung's brow. After a month of dark ringed eyes and fitful sleep, the source of the nightmares revealed itself. A statue, monstrous in size and appearance like a man half transformed into a beast, ridged with shards of black obsidian. The statue's mouth yawned wide, demanding blood from the sleeping Binhrung. Ooh. Reach inside a hand, slicing against the volcanic teeth, or turn away from the hideous thing, let it rot. What was the worst that could happen? The Samat Tida Kui will be unlocked. Okay. Well, what do I get from that? Manpower and true faith promises. Ooh. A little bit of blood for manpower and true faith? That sounds worth it to me. Of course, it's not my blood that I'm actually losing, but hey, I think it's a great idea, personally. I really needed to take this. I really, really do. We're also going to develop our institution in here, which means I should actually stop converting that immediately and convert this first. Can't choose an age ability. Let's go for, I guess, adaptive combat terrain. We could start our golden age. I probably do want to start my gold. Hey! 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 These are all very good things to happen for us right now. Beyond Fang is going to be busy fighting the command, which is nice. Which means Lan Shenhui is going to be busy fighting Beyond Fang, or fighting the command, which means I should be able to attack Beyond Fang here directly. As for a tier 4, monthly war exhaustion, you want less clergy influence, expanded temple rights, or balance power. I just like balance of power a lot. I just think it's good. Loyalty, diplomats, death of merchant gives me prestige. Let's get that back up and going. There's a dwarven stronghold. Yeah, right outside of the hold. I suppose that makes sense. I'll get the tolerance up so we can get them up to integrated. And Pinghoi has sold a province. Seems that they're not doing too hot right now. They were on top of the world, but we have laid them low. I also need to warn Kibet Teleni. I don't want them to go to war with anybody down here. Very specifically. In fact, I'm just going to warn all my neighbors. None of you are allowed to do anything without my permission, okay? Sorry. I'm in charge now. We can also check institution. It has spawned... Wait, what? In Tornair. Okay. It's an odd province to spawn in, but it's not that crazy. Just kind of weird. Okay, it's automatically converting. That's great. And we could do this development. Ooh. Ooh, I can summon the diet here. Doesn't really matter what I choose. I'm going to subjugate Hansai. It is a lot of cores. Sure. Why not? We'll be friends again. But this time, I'm in charge of the friendship. What I want to do is give the mages reduced research regulations, because that gets us up to minus 10% all power cost. And here comes the treasure fleet. So it's a very prosperous time for us at the moment, which means that developing this should be dirt cheap. I'm going to go ahead and start our golden age as well, which is going to give us an additional minus 10% all power cost, which means this is going to be damn near free to develop. 28. If I go ahead and expand infrastructure here, we get it down to 21. And I can also complete a mission, apparently. Oh. Yeah, because that increased my my income because of the treasure. You know what? Why shouldn't I click it? The discovery of gems laced with magic has led to a surge of curiosity within the Binhrung court. Could there be other gem deposits in Hellas that boost magical potential? Could other arcane gems be used to better commune with the spiritual Anbennar? To learn more, we should fund a daring continent-wide expedition across the region in search of other rumored deposits of magic gems. The event around Hellas in 80 months happens. Keoadin usually was a quiet port compared to many large cities in Hellas. It did not have the sprawling infrastructure of Tianlu or Phi-10, or the key geography of Arakelen or Kei-Kam-Sin. Instead, it was a place in between ports where merchants could rest at while embarking to one of those aforementioned cities. Today, however, the port was bustling with activity. A royal standard was perched atop a small fleet of ships destined for lands far from home. The Anbennar, curious on the nature of the arcane gemstones found within the local mine shafts, has funded an expedition across Hellas to learn about other gemstones known for strange properties. Captain Triu Thin, has been charged as the leader of the expedition, and it is up to her to decide which direction the fleet travels, northward to Yanshan, or southward to the Gulf of Rahin. Ooh, north or south? North or south? Well, people north don't like me. People south also don't like me. Let's go south. I think the Gulf of Rahin sounds like a good choice. Alright, we do have an extra merchant here that we can assign. That's fine. But I do need to develop this institution, and we are over time. So let's go ahead and just make sure that everything is good to go. Yes, 21. Throw on Encourage Development Edict. It is now 16 Diplo points to develop here. In fact, I can go back to the clergy and give them development of temples, which will give me an additional minus 5% dev cost. which brings it down to 13. I suppose 13's enough. Unless I go to the merchants. I don't know if it'd be worth it. But I could go to the merchants and grant them the thing. City expansion, right? No. Not that one. Economic freedom? No. What's the one where it gives autonomy to the centers of trade, but gives us dev cost reductions? I don't remember, but our merchants are too strong. Oh, this one, exclusive trade rights. Adds 20 local autonomy and minus 15% local development cost to centers of trade in the Yamakai trade node. I don't know. We wouldn't be able to get rid of it for a while, and that's a lot of autonomy. It would only affect 2 provinces, though. You know what? Let's do it, because I literally never use it. So, why not? It's something different. Is it worth it? No, probably not. But it is going to make this 6 points to develop. So, that's pretty cool. Okay. So, once we get this up to 30 development, I'll expand infrastructure again. We can use mostly mill points here. And you know what? It's 45 to do another expansion? Yeah, so I don't need to get this up to 40 dev. Don't think it's necessary. Oh, I could have even built a mage tower here and it would have been even cheaper. Well, that's okay. I saved a lot of points, okay? I saved a lot of them. And yeah, so now we will be able to let that spread, and then we can embrace the institution, which would be pretty sweet. We got that for pretty much free. That is a nice bit of development, but that is all the time that we have for today. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.